Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, we are going to be looking at all of the spoilers regarding the bonus slot for Time Spiral Remastered that have come out today being March 1st. So for those of you who don't know what the bonus slot is, essentially Time Spiral Remastered is a remaster product, the first one we've seen in paper, where Planar Chaos, Time Spiral, and Future Sight three old Magic sets were kind of merged into one for a draft experience for players that maybe didn't get to play back then, or players who did play back then and want to experience it all over again. They are creating one set. And in the past, in those sets, there was a future shifted card inside of one of the slots. And they're doing that again, but instead, this time it's almost like a past shifted card. So what it is, it's a card that has never been printed in the original Magic frame, like the one, alpha frame. It is that frame with modern Magic cards. So we're going to take a look at one of those right now, and I think you're going to get it. There is one in every pack. And so, yeah, keep that in mind. So let's just jump right into this. Starting off, we have Repeal. So you'll notice this is, not a card that was ever printed in this frame, but it is now in the frame. It also has the purple set symbol, which was also part of that. A couple other things. In the bottom left, you can see when the card was last reprinted, and in the bottom right, you can see the price to buy this exact version of the card right now on Card Kingdom. Two notes on that. Card Kingdom, first off, these prices are in USD. Second, Card Kingdom is very overpriced a lot of the time, especially when it comes to pre-orders. So if you look at this, don't necessarily look at this and go, ooh, I should buy this or whatever. I would wait for prices to come down, although I will talk about a couple of them more specifically. Either way, Repeals are only blue card today. It was just a leftover from last Friday that just didn't make it in the video because it was revealed late. Either way, it is a bounce spell, and it's not a very expensive card. Even with this version, it's 99 cents. But it is one that will see play. It's a card that, you could probably justify putting in most blue decks, especially in things like Commander, where, blinging out your deck is a much bigger deal. So it's a pretty good choice. It's not like it's a very super niche card in terms of, it can go in a lot of things compared to some cards just, only go in a certain type of deck. And if you pull that card, I'm sorry, it's not useful to you. And it's looking like they're really trying to pick cards that are going to be useful to people, which I think works well. Next, we have Gurmag Angler. It's a 7-cost black creature, 5/5 with Delve, which means you can exile cards from your graveyard to reduce its mana cost. And that's it. It was only printed as a common, and I think that's part of its price. But this is the first time that is, in a while that I've looked at the prices, and it looks like Card Kingdom has finally figured it out, that these versions are going to be more expensive than their original versions. In my past couple spoiler videos, the price on these have been lower than the price of the normal cards, and my prediction is, or what I think happened is they were being entered as just normal old card reprints, and then someone was like, wait a second, these are going to be a collectible. And so you're going to notice that actually, the normal version of Gurmag Angler is not $5. It is much cheaper than that. So at this point, we are talking about the specific version of this card, and because of that, it is going to be upcosted, or it's going to be marked up because it is in that exclusive frame, and people are going to really want to get their hands on it. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Next, we have Tazagir the Golden Fang, 6-cost legendary creature. I'm not necessarily going to talk a lot about what the cards themselves do because, these are all cards that have existed before. But I think legendary creatures in this frame are going to do pretty well. I'm a little surprised it's only at $2. And the big reason for that is that legendary creatures can be your commander. And if you're going to spend some extra money to go get a blinged out card, what better card than the card you're going to see every single game? Of course, he did have a, Ultimate Masters box topper version. And that one is going for about $13, but I do think this one might rise just because it is legendary, and I feel like if you're looking to just upgrade a couple of cards in your deck to cooler looking versions, your commander is definitely going to be one. So I think legendary creatures have a really high potential of gaining a lot of price on them. Next, we have Leyline of the Void. This one's going for about $16, which, they last reprinted this in Core Set 2020, and that version's going for about $6.50. The original Ravnica version, like the original printing of it is going for around the same price as this. I think it's $1 cheaper. So yeah, this is definitely one where I think it also sees a lot of play in older formats, which I think these work better in older formats where you have cards with these frames. I think it would be cool to have a consistent frame across all your cards, but it'll be interesting to see if the price stays this high or the fact that these are all the same rarity. At least I assume they are based on the fact that they all have the same rarity symbol. The chance of pulling a Leyline of the Void is just as great as pulling anything else. And so right now the prices are literally just based on what card is the best. And not based on the fact that some are rarer than others. So that's kind of interesting to see. And I wonder how that is going to affect things. Next we have Sanguine Bond. This one was spoiled in another language, so there's a couple notes I have about it. First off, it's an interesting card. It is one that is a little bit more niche in the fact that it does not go in every deck, but I will say it was actually printed in Iconic Masters, and it's going for about $3.50. Now, you might notice that little arrow to the right, and what does that mean? That means this is not that specific version. The price you're looking at is for the uncommon from Iconic Masters on the left. The reason for that is Card Kingdom doesn't put prices until they have images of what the cards look like, and because this is a foreign language card, they have to wait for the English version to be released in order for us to get a price. So I expect the price to go up. But part of it, I think part of the reason some go up, some go down is based on how well the art works with the border. I don't think this one necessarily works amazingly, but I also don't think it works poorly. I think some cards definitely look amazing in it, and I think others just look a little forced. And this one just seems kind of in the middle of that. Next, we have Zulaport Cutthroat. This is one that seems a little off. It seems way more modern Magic art. Obviously, it is. But it is fine. It is a very stable card, I would say, because it does as an effect that a lot of decks want to do. So in something like Commander, I see this card a lot. It was last reprinted not that long ago in Zendikar Rising Commander decks, and it's going for about $2, so that's not bad. I mean, these boosters are like $2 to $4 more expensive than normal boosters. And so, if you are getting these $2 cards in a bonus slot, that's pretty cool. But it will really have to see what happens with these prices. When it comes to cosmetic-based things, it can be so variable with how they work, especially once we figure out how much supply of these there really is. Next, we have Dismember, 3-cost instant. It's a removal spell. Removal spells are pretty good, especially this one that can be in any color. Like, this could legit be just a 1-mana spell in any color, and it's really, really good for that. And so it's going for $10. It's a pretty good card. I think the artwork works well with the frame. Overall, wonderful choice for a reprint. Next, we have Thoughtseize, and I love this. This art works so well with the frame, and apparently a lot of people agree with me, because this is currently going for $60. Do not expect this one to stay at $60. If everything they've said, if I understand it correctly, there is one of these in every pack. Not a Thoughtseize, a card of this style in every pack. And there are, I believe, 60-something of these cards. Maybe a little bit more, but just think about it. If there's like 60, you can get, there are going to be way too many of these for them to sustain $60. It may get back up to there eventually, but as of now, I would not recommend going out and pre-ordering these unless you have reason to believe that, they are not going to have a lot of the supply. And I think there's going to be a decent amount, not a lot, but I definitely think you'll be able to get your hands on it if you want. I just wouldn't pick it up for $60. Next, we have Harvester of Souls. It's a 6-drop, big old demon from Jumpstart. It is okay. I don't love the way the art matches with the frame. I hate the H on Harvester. I know they're going with the old frame style, but this is like my least favorite part of it. And yeah, it's not that expensive. It was last reprinted in Jumpstart. Not much else to say about it. Next, we have Shriekmaw. Again, this one is very similar to, which one was it? Sanguine Bond earlier on, where because it's in a foreign language, we don't have the updated price, but it was not a super expensive card. I don't think the artwork necessarily screams, oh my gosh, this works so well with the old frame. It doesn't look bad, but I wouldn't expect this one to be too expensive. Next, we have Vampire Hexmage. This one's great for combo decks using that are trying to summon Merit Lage. It's going for about $2, and that is the specific version that we are looking at because it was just reprinted. But I think it is interesting. You'll be able to have this as, a card in your deck. I think if they reprint the other half of this, Dark Depths, I believe it is. I think that could be really interesting, although they just did that in Double Masters where they reprinted Hex Mage and Dark Depths in the same set, so I don't know if they'll do that again, but I think that could be kind of cool. Next, we have Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. I think this is one where the art goes wonderfully with the old frame. It is, just everything about it. Yawgmoth is an older character. That's kind of the point. When we went back to Modern Horizons, this is a character of old, and it being in the old frame just seems to work really, really well. And again, apparently people think that's true because it's going for $25. So yeah, this one, keep an eye out. If you open this one, it is worth a pretty penny. Next, we have Read the Bones. This one's kind of just, I wouldn't say a staple card, but in a good inclusion in any black deck. It can get you 4 cards deep into your library, maybe make you lose some life if that's something you want to do. Yeah, pretty interesting. Not an expensive card, but I could definitely see, these were very clearly designed to be played with, not be investments, if that makes sense. And then we have Crystal Shard. It's a 3-cost artifact. You can pay 3, tap, or pay a blue and tap and return things to its owner's hand unless its controller pays 1. Very combo-tastic card, especially in its commander, and I think the artwork just really matches old Magic art in that way, and I think that it works really well because of it. I think it'll see a decent amount of an upgrade in price. I don't know why it's at 99 cents. It's actually cheaper than the other versions of the card, so I would not be surprised if we see the price of this one rise drastically. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Those were all of the cards that were revealed today. I will be back here tomorrow to talk about a super apparent, I guess it would probably be the red ones. So we're going to talk about a bunch of red cards probably tomorrow, along with maybe 1 or 2 black ones that were revealed really late on the 1st. But yeah, if you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe. You guys should also check out my other videos if you haven't seen those, so you can see everything that you could get from your, Time Spiral boosters. Also, let me know if you're getting the set. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on it. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.